Okay, hello guys. So right now this morning I'm going to bake a cake. Oh, I want to have a project to bake a birthday cake. So these are the items I need for my project. But the measurement I'm going to give to you will be different from what you see here. You will observe that what I have here is much more than the measurement I'm giving to you. So what I will just advise you is to just with the measurement I give to you, multiply it by the quantity that you need. So I'll just give you the basic measurement and then you multiply it according to your need. So right now I have here salt, flour, I have my eggs, I have butter, I have sugar, baking soda, my vanilla bean, and then milk, and then my scale, my two scales. I use them for I use this digital scale for small measurements like the baking powder and then the salt. And then I use the bigger scale for the flour and sugar, just bigger measurements, and also the butter. So the measurement I'm going to give you is as follows. Okay, so you would see the shadow of my book here. So because for to maintain consistency, I always have to write my recipe. My recipes, I always write them down, so I my cake always tastes the same, except and the same quality and all that, except maybe the taste might be different based on the flavor that my client might want. So for the flour, ah, let me show you my book. It's torn, is well loved and well used. Okay, so my flour. For the flour, I used 350 grams of flour. I need you to take note of this because I really studied to get this recipe. I checked online research because you check online, you see different people with different measurements. And so I tried to find out the reason why there are different measurements. And at the end of the day, long story short, they're all based on proportions. There's a range between from there's a range for everything that you use. So some people might, just for example, now my sugar, I want less sugar, but there's a minimum amount of sugar I can choose to I must use, because it's either going to, for example, my sugar, for example, is supposed to be 350 grams of sugar for the measurement I'm going to give to you. But I don't like too much sugar, and my clients don't like too much sugar. So I reduce my sugar to 300. I cannot go less than 300, like 290 or stuff. I can't go less than that for the measurement I'm giving to you, because not just that the taste is going to be different, but the consistency of the cake changes also. So the measurement I'm going to give you, do you have your pen and paper? I have the flour, which is 350 grams of flour. I have the baking powder, which is 1 tablespoon of baking powder, about 11 grams of baking powder. And then the salt, half a teaspoon of salt. And then the butter is 226 grams of butter. My butter here in the stores, they are sold at 250 grams a tablet. I know some other countries sell a tablet of butter um, at 100 and I think 13 grams. But at my own stores, the stores here in Europe, they sell them at 250 grams. So each tablet you see here is 250 grams. Obviously, I need more than my project, I need more than this. Anyway, back to the measurement. The butter is 226 grams of butter. Sugar is three. Okay, let me say 300 to 350 grams. 300 to 350 grams of sugar. And then my eggs, I need 4 eggs. And then the vanilla, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And milk, a cup of milk. A cup of milk is equivalent to 240 ml. That's 240 milliliters of milk at room temperature, obviously. So it's good to maintain room temperature for your measurements. for your ingredients. Sorry. So now I'm going straight to mixing it. I'm going to go off camera because my mixing bowl won't contain all these things, so I have to divide them. So I'm going to mix these things in two batches. So I'll see you when I bring out my device.